Welcome to Trek the Valleys. Hello, welcome to Trek the Valleys. Today I'm at Dare Valley Country Park. What I'm doing today is the Horseshoe loop of the Taran. So I'm going to make my way up the left side, come round and then come back down. On the way back then, I'm going to try and find the source of the Dare Valley River. Right, let's make a move. Okay, in this direction it takes you towards the lake, but we're going up the Taran, so we're going to take this way and come up the left hand side of the Taran. Right. Little resting point here, memorial bench. Normally there is a lovely view of the valley from here. Nothing today. Forecast haze and mist for the rest of the day. Right, no rest, let's get on. Right, just had to pair my mic again. I hope the audio previously was okay. So at the top of the hill, it veers off to the left and to the right. So we are going to go towards the right. So this way will take us up towards the Taran. Right, let's go. One thing to bear in mind coming up this trail, when there's been a lot of rain, this is like a stream. So if you do this after rain, make sure you got some decent footwear. Okay, this path will take you down to Bwllfa. Okay. And then this one then up into the forestry. So there's several trails you can do in this area. Some of the trails up towards that area there are for bikes, so be aware that you may be sharing that trail. Got some old walls and buildings here. Maybe for farming. Not quite sure. I'll find out. I'll put some overlay text. Yeah, as you can see, there's some mounds. Don't know whether these used to be old buildings. Old pens and stuff like that. I'll find out. As you can see, there's a flag. A lot of people take photos here with the flag, the Welsh flag. Always gets wrapped round though. Not much visibility around you. This is another viewpoint where people sit and look at the scenery. But again, nothing. I'm not going to have any views today. Ah, look, there are the ruins. Cwmdare from ruins of Penrleach farm. And we should see Brecon beacons in the distance. Okay, yeah. Cross-leaved heath, bilberry, gorse, black spleenwort, flattened meadow grass and heath bird straw. And this is the type of foliage we would expect to see during the summer. Right, let's carry on. Right, the incline starts now. So we're going to climb up and around. So it's quite steep here. Some places you could go onto your hands. But if you take your time, it's okay. As you can see, we're not going to get no views, as I mentioned. But yeah, it's very mysterious here. Really cool. Right, let's do this last little bit here now, and then it's round the ridge and downhill from that point then. Right, we're on the flat now, ish. Okay, so this is the viewpoint. Right, we're on top of the Taran, at the viewpoint, and there's no view. Typical. But they forecast haze and mist for the rest of the day. So rather than just give up, I thought I'll come up here. Just adds a bit of mystery to everything, doesn't it, being like this? Just seeing different things in a different perspective. So on a clear day, this would look amazing. You will see all of the valley. But for today, we're going to make our way round the Horseshoe, back down the other side to Bwllfa, where there's some remnants of the old Bwllfa mine. And then we'll come into the Horseshoe, following the river, to try and find the source of the Dare. So, yes, let's make a move. Not been much rain over the last couple of days. So over in the background there is the wind farms. Can't see anything, but you can hear them. Hello, sheep. This fence, this section here, cordoned off by the fence. There's normally animals, cows and stuff in there, so try and avoid going inside this perimeter there. There's plenty of paths to walk around. Look at him. Look. Who's that stupid guy in a hat? Quick, run! All right, mate. This is another viewpoint. A lot of people sit here, have a break, sandwich, cup of tea, and a night at the view. Okay, this is amazing, this is. Let's go down here a bit. Make things a bit interesting. Just to show the... Right. So that direction, that's where the wind farms are. So we're going to go this way. There is markers for this route all the way round. So if you ever get stuck, it's quite mucky here now. I can hear a motorbike. First one I've heard today. Right. So if you can see the stream, and it goes down into the cove. So I want to try to get to the base of this. A bit further down, following the river up. So we're going to go back up this way now. You can follow that back up, and you can come this way following the electrical lines, and you'll come then towards the Bwllfa summit. The next marker post. Here we are. This path's not straightforward, so take your time. Oh. Right, it's getting a bit steep here now. It can be quite slippery because obviously of the rain. Normally in the summer this is quite overgrown, so it can be difficult to get past. So if you do come in the summer, I recommend wearing long sleeves or something very, very light. Because obviously you've got all the ferns, they all come over, you've got to squeeze past them and just avoid any sort of ticks and stuff like that. Some remnants of mining. So nature's just taken over. As you can see, this is now being reclaimed, a nature reserve, and it's absolutely amazing what I got on my doorstep. A glacier from the Ice Age etched a cove, which is very distinctive. You know, when you're driving over from like Bwllfa Dare and coming up into the valley, you can see it. It's quite distinctive. That's if you can concentrate on that and not see the hundreds of wind turbines on top of it. But that's another story. Yeah, let's have a look at this now. This is cool. But luckily it's quite dry because we haven't had rain for a couple of days. It was a bit of rain last night, but only for a few hours. It doesn't seem to have made much of a difference. But as you can see, like I mentioned, this area would be quite enclosed during the summer periods when everything's grown back. But this is just a natural path of water which has been coved out. It's very interesting. Right, so I just seen some people with their kids and they're going up this way. Those kids are going to love those stepping stones, aren't they? What I just done. Get in the mud, step across those stones. Cool. Right, before we go and look at the Bwllfa remnants of the mining, we're going to follow the river up into the cove. Okay, let's go. Right, I'm going to follow this river now. So this is where I've just come from, up along and around. So now we're making our way up into the cove. Taran y Bwllfa is alive with ferns, mosses, and bright flashes of fungi on the forest floor. Listen for the coal tits and the tree creepers moving through the branches, and watch the River Dare as it winds through the roots of the old trees. If you're lucky, you might even spot one of the otters alongside the banks. Right, onto a viewpoint. These are the sandstone cliffs of the Taran of Bwllfa. They were carved by the Ice Age 15,000 years ago. Today, the crags are home to rare plants, mosses and ferns. Ravens nest on the ledges, and the peregrine falcons hunt along the valley below. Its rugged landscape shaped by nature and full of life. As you can see, there's several points down here, down here, where the river, where the streams flow into the river. So I'm going to try and see how close I can get. It's really mucky, this is. think that path just takes me back up and around. But I can see something over here. Let's investigate. So you can see all the streams. Nothing spectacular, but yeah, you can see where it's all starting. So it starts in various places, all feeding into the Dare River. Cool. I can't hear anything roaring, so I don't think there's anything major here. I think it's just natural streams coming down the mountain. But this may be a lot better after a load of rain. So you can just imagine this with a load of rain, it would probably pass as a waterfall, maybe. Okay. Slippy, slippy. Right, we're heading back over to Bwllfa. Never noticed this beer before. Shame we haven't had a lot of rain. Bwllfa Uppercast. Depth 193 metres. Here's another one a bit further up.
Cwmdare grew from farmland into a mining village. Driven by its deep pits of the Dare Valley, Bwllfa Dare was last to close in 1977, and its winding gears and terraces still show how the coal shaped this place. At the top of the lake you can spot the ducks, dragonflies and woodland plants. It's a peaceful spot, cared for to protect the local wildlife.
This is a beautiful lake, this is. I've done this hike relatively quicker than I thought. My app said I was averaging 3.5 miles per hour going up, and 4 to 4.5 coming back, so that's pretty good for me. I can see my fitness level is getting a lot better. This particular hike was basically the first one I'd done when I got back into it, and I really struggled. Thought my heart was going to beat out of my chest, but I can see how much I've improved. This is the bottom lake.
The bottom lake is a quiet spot where slow water and sheltered trees help wildlife thrive. Look out for the damselflies, orchids and goose sanders, with ducklings riding on their backs.
Look at this. This is so relaxing. I could sit here and watch this for hours. Right, let's make our way back to the visitor centre and have a nice cup of tea. So if you follow this path all the way, you'll come out by the library in Aberdare. But we're going to take this route up here. We're going back up to the visitor centre where the car is parked. There's a waterfall down there. I'll have to take a look at that next time. Right. Look at this. This was probably used in the mines.
This small locomotive once worked deep underground in the Dare Valley mines. Now it sits here as a rusted reminder of the hard graft that powered the valley. Powell's Pit was one of the early collieries that helped shape Cwmdare. Little remains today, but this spot marks where the miners once worked, the seams that powered the valley's growth.
Another Welsh brew. Good, good, good. There we are. Nice cup of tea. Oh, very hot. Nice cup of tea to finish the hike. It's been another good hike. A different hike. Very mysterious. With all the mist over the valley. But I chose a route that I knew and could do in these conditions. So I done it relatively quicker than I done last time, so that's an achievement. So really, really pleased. So I'm going to leave it there, finish my tea. If you like this hike, give me a thumbs up and follow Trek the Valleys. Have a great day. Bye.